Hello, Muhlenberg College. This week's segment is an Out of the Muhlenbubble. We're your hosts, Andrew O'Connell,
Sydney Coplin,
and Lizzie Cugnini.
All right, so we're going to start with our first topic of keeping up with the Kardashians.
Oh, wait, I need my tea.
Your tea. So the 10th anniversary of Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered this past Sunday. It was the 14th season. What do you think of the Kardashians? Do you like them? Do you not like them?
You know, in the beginning, I really wasn't sure because I never really watched them or didn't really know much about them. But, they've grown on me a little bit. I think that, a lot of them own businesses and they're actually really hardworking. But, they're controversial.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, this week's season, the snippet that I saw, it gave a peek at Khloe's life, at Kendall's life, at Kylie's life, of course. And, Kendall received a lot of backlash for that Pepsi commercial that she was talking about during the episode. She mentioned how she was working and how she didn't expect people to react like that, and she was very apologetic for what she did. So, what do you think of her Pepsi commercial? Did you find it distasteful?
I don't know. I found it very controversial. I didn't necessarily like it, especially because I don't think she's been too much of an activist in the past, and to just put herself on that stage in the Pepsi commercial, I don't think was very tasteful or right. If she would have done it in conjunction with a bigger campaign or put out a statement with it and saying that she supported this cause and was also thinking about, I don't know. I just didn't think it was the right way to go for her.
Yeah, I think in that situation though, you have to understand it was the directors that wanted her. She was just there to be the face of the campaign. And Pepsi even had a tweet about her that said, "We are very sorry for getting Kendall Jenner caught up in this mess." So in a way, it was it's kind of her fault because she should have known better. But in the end, she was just listening to orders. So
I just think it's different because she's such a high-profile celebrity that it's not any model you'd find on just the street, I don't know, or in a casting call, that she does have this power to influence a director and be no, maybe this isn't how we should go, especially because her mom is so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, she has a whole team behind her. They're watching her every move, so she should have been more careful with it, I guess you could say.
I think, it's possible maybe in her own mind she thought it wasn't as bad as it was, because a lot of times you don't realize until the backlash happens and the tweets come on and Facebook posts and all that. So maybe at the time she thought she was doing the right thing, but I do agree that afterwards she should have, apologized or done more to help the situation.
That's true. But in getting this premiere popular, there was all of those leaks about Kylie Jenner's pregnancy. So at 20 years old, she's pregnant with Travis Scott's baby. And this is all alleged, by the way.
Alleged.
None of this is formally confirmed. I mean, there has been rumors here and there, but none of it formally confirmed by Kylie herself. So what do you think of Kylie Jenner being pregnant at 20 years old?
Oh my God. I'm 20, and if I was pregnant right now, I don't know what I would be doing. I think it's just wild that she's so young. I mean, growing up in the spotlight and really not being homeschooled for a long time and not going to college, I think it really matures her in a different way.
Yeah, I was thinking that she matured a lot faster because she was just forced into that position way sooner than everyone else. I mean, she's working in the adult world. She has the world's eye on her, and now she's forced to grow up at a fast pace,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, my only question is, because, I'm a big fan of Vine, when she looks at the baby, is she going to be is that a chicken?
Yeah,
because
but I don't know. Apparently she's 5 months along, 4 to 5 months along. She's wearing baggy clothes though, so we don't know. She posts older photos on her Instagram, so no one knows for sure. And she hasn't confirmed anything herself. But I don't know if this was a publicity stunt to get Keeping Up with the Kardashians out there, to get the name out there. So do you think it's publicity? Do you think it's publicity?
I've seen conspiracies she's the surrogate for Kim and Kanye.
Oh, I've seen that too.
I mean, it's a little suspicious, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Chris was behind the whole thing.
Maybe.
I do know that when she posted it, her ex took a picture on Snapchat, and he was like, no, that baby's mine. And then within like 20 minutes, he deleted it. But of course, when you delete something, it's never
it's
really
never
deleted.
gone.
So
Yeah.
I think if it was 100% publicity, her ex wouldn't be in on it, like hyping it up.
That's true.
But I just think it is very interesting because she's 5 months along. I don't know how she's hit it that long, especially being in the public eye.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it a 50-50 shot. We'll like wait 4 more months.
We just have to wait and
That's
see.
Then we'll know
That's
for
true.
certain.
We'll know for sure. We'll know for sure if she's pregnant.
Or when a
but-
preview comes for like next season, like showing her in the hospital bed, like about to give birth.
Yeah, that's true. But she's just so young and she was forced into it. You know, I mean, it would be different if like the average person was pregnant at that age because, you know, they might not have the education, they may not have the financial ability to care for a baby. But she has her lip kit line, she has the makeup, she has the merchandise, and like, you know, her mother, Chris, is very involved in everything. So she has a support system and she has the financial ability to care for a baby. So it may not be the worst thing for her, but then again, all of this information is alleged and she might not even be pregnant, so.
Just gotta wait and see. But you know, speaking of money, Cardi B hit #1 on the Hot 100 charts for the Billboards. First woman to hit Hot 100 since Lauryn Hill in 1998. I'm really proud of her. This was a huge song, Bodak Yellow, during the summer.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
true.
everybody's heard it at least once, probably more than once. So what do you think of that, her being #1?
I just think that's so amazing because it's been almost 20 years since, you know, a hip hop or rap song by a female artist has caught a blaze across the country. And I just think that's really good. It really shows like feminism and like the power it has behind her words, so.
I remember watching like a documentary on like Nicki Minaj and how she struggled with being in a male-dominated music industry and especially male-dominated rapping industry.
Right.
And it just makes me really happy that like women can come this way and be on the top charts in music and especially in rap, where it's more of like a man's industry. And it just gets me like really excited about like
Definitely.
more female artists bringing like their point of view into the world.
And especially she topped Taylor Swift, which obviously the pop industry is like
Yeah.
more
That's-
notorious for being at the top. So I
that's
think that she's
true.
a woman, she's also a person of color, and she's in the rap industry. I think it's amazing. So I'm really happy for
I
her.
think it just shows like the direction that America is going in. I mean, maybe not every song is meant to be a bubblegum pop song like Taylor Swift's song that had topped the charts. I mean, it's now turning towards rap music. It's turning towards people of color, which is just something very interesting and something very important in today's world in 2017.
I think it gives a lot of diversity to the music industry, which is always great. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan of Taylor Swift, so we don't need 1,000
That's
breakup
true.
songs on the radio. We need more diversity and more different people expressing their backgrounds and emotions, and so I'm really excited.
Yeah. I mean, her whole song was like how she built her career and how she eventually like was able to like get into the rap game. So that's like very like self-empowering for her.
Very empowering.
And I mean, to like top Taylor Swift, who is like one of the biggest stars like to date, is just amazing.
And you know, besides for just Cardi B, there was also a lot of new music that came out recently. Have you heard Macklemore's new album?
Yeah, especially the song where he features Kesha.
That was amazing.
That's a very nice
Because,
song.
you know, they both kind of came from a similar background. They went through a lot of different
Yeah.
struggles, and I think it's such a nice, kind of nostalgic song.
Yeah, I thought it was very heartwarming. So
Very
it was very
heartwarming.
like cute to see and to
Yes.
listen to.
I think there's this big like push in the music industry right now to like reinvent yourself, because you had it with Lady Gaga in her Joanne album, and then you had it with Kesha and her new album, and I think a lot of singers are like going back to like the bare bones basics of what got them
Right.
like to stardom, which is their voices and how they convey emotions in music. And I think that's really exciting because I know we all love like the glam and
Yeah.
the Lady Gaga
Yes.
meat costume.
Oh,
Like
who could forget that?
who could ever forget that? But they're going back to like what they love, and it's the
Yeah,
music.
they're going back to their roots. So like Miley Cyrus's
Yes.
album just came out this past Friday
Younger
too.
Now.
And it's very country. It's very like what she used to sing, and it's very like nostalgic, and it just like brings you back to like a time like when everything was simpler. So, and like it shows off her voice more too, like rather than like the new music that
Definitely.
has like all the auto tune in it. So.
I think it was nice to kind of see Miley's journey. She kind of went through a little bit of like a phase, like who am I, with that whole rap, like VMA
Yeah,
performance
yeah.
thing, another thing that people can't forget that's working.
Yeah.
But it's nice because she really did go back to her roots, and I think that's who she feels most comfortable with.
Yeah,
So.
they all look at their past and they say, what can I do now to improve myself? And they say, well, maybe maybe I don't necessarily have to improve, but maybe I have to go back to like what originally like sparked my fame. Or
Yeah. I think that's interesting,
Yes.
especially about Lady Gaga, because she's gone from everywhere now, from music, and then she even crossed over into American Horror Story in the season of Hotel, and then she was on a small role in Roanoke, and I know now we're in a new season called Cult, which is really looking into the post-election era and fear a lot of people have, and the fear that some like groups of people really feel after that, and dealing with Ryan Murphy said there's no supernatural elements in this season, which is really interesting. So like, are you guys fans of American Horror Story? Like, how do you feel?
Well, I mean, I don't really watch it too much, but I know enough that like it's very like mythological based. So to like not have any supernatural elements is just very interesting to make it that realistic. But I feel like when you make it that realistic, it can also induce more of a fear factor, because that's more of like the potential to be reality. So it's not just like a myth or like fiction anymore. It's like this can happen and this might be where we're headed.
Yeah.
So
It's really terrifying, especially to see,
Yeah.
because it's like cult.
yeah.
So it's really terrifying to see just people's power with words and how they can incite like violence and fear in others.
Right.
But I can see like why it would be called cult, because that's how like the division works. That's
Yeah.
how divisive the last election was, and it was very polarizing people to both sides. So like to say that it's a cult isn't too like far-fetched.
No.
Yeah, so I actually haven't watched the show, but I have heard a lot of the controversy, since it is like very real. There's a lot of debate, like how much does this actually connect to the election, and like is there bias in the show? So there's definitely a lot of controversy with that.
I think you'll always get bias, no matter like what media outlet you're putting
Yes.
out. So it'll definitely change like who watches it or not, because I know that there's probably not as much controversy around the last season, Roanoke, which was about like the lost colony of Roanoke, and of course they're always like violent and very gory, but there wasn't too much political angst over it as of where we are now. But I think it's a great addition to like the October Halloween vibe,
Yes.
which I'm all about.
I'm wearing my
Yeah.
orange for
Oh, you're wearing
Halloween. Yeah,
orange for
I'm ready.
Halloween?
Bring on the pumpkin spice latte right now.
Sweater weather.
Sweater.
I'm just so excited. So like on October 19th, Freeform, which used to be ABC Family, is starting the 13 Nights of Halloween.
So excited.
So I know some like greatest hits are, they're of course doing Halloween Town.
That's a favorite. That's a favorite.
It's just
classic.
iconic.
It's iconic.
Iconic.
Classic.
Classic.
We all wanted to be Marty when she becomes a witch.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Also, they're doing Haunted Mansion,
Okay.
which is like, I remember watching it when I was like 8, and I was terrified. It literally was the scariest movie I'd ever seen. There's like one part where there's like tarantulas everywhere. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
this is
I'm getting
horror
scared just
films.
thinking about it.
Awful. I
Yeah.
hate spiders.
But then they're also having great films like Nightmare Before Christmas and Edward Scissorhands, and they're also showcasing Matilda, which isn't really Halloween, but what are some like Halloween films you guys are getting excited about?
I don't know. I love Halloween Town. I love all of them. They were all really good. They had a good plot.
Even Halloween Town High.
Still, I think that was still pretty good.
Still, it's not the best, but it's still up there.
Yeah. it's
I mean,
still
this
up
isn't really like necessarily a Halloween one, but when I saw it, that definitely reminded me of Halloween. It's very scary.
So did you see the remake or the old It?
The new It? I actually read a little bit of the book first, and that actually was kind of a different plot to the new movie. So yeah, it was
Did you like
definitely
the new
scary.
movie?
I did. I liked it. It was scary, but it also was kind of funny at some parts. So
Yeah. I
had
find it
both.
really funny that the actor who played Pennywise the Clown is actually pretty attractive. So they started all of those memes.
Yes,
like, if
I saw
Pennywise
those
came
memes.
To me, I wouldn't be afraid. I thought that was amazing. And also then there's going to be on Halloween Day, October 31st, there's going to be an all-day Hocus Pocus marathon.
I know what I'll be doing on
I
Halloween.
know. Sit there hour after hour
Wow.
watching Hocus Pocus.
That would be my whole day. What are the need for classes when you have the Hocus Pocus?
You
marathon?
don't need to go to classes.
Yeah,
Just watch
exactly.
Hocus Pocus all
Honestly,
day.
I'm just going to write to my teachers, be like, there's something more pressing to do.
Like, can this be
Yeah.
excused, please?
All right.
So,
Do we have any final thoughts?
final Halloween movies, we're super excited. I know. I'm just excited for, I was going to call it Christmas time.
Honestly, bring on Christmas.
Bring on Christmas, Nightmare Before
You're all ready
Christmas.
for Christmas. Oh, wow.
This season is just so great. You got Halloween, then you got Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Best time of year, like pretty much Halloween to like a little bit after Christmas. It's just
Yeah, to
best.
New Year's.
To New
Year's.
Year's.
It's just so
New
great.
Year's.
It's like all year's very sedentary, but then you have one holiday after another, starting with Halloween all the way through New Year's. So I think that will be a lot of fun. All right?
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us today. We're your host, Andrew O'Connell.
Sydney Coplin.
And Lizzie Cugnini.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Muhlenberg.